We're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance. It'll be on the screen up front.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes? A motion to any additions or corrections to the minutes?
Make a motion to approve.
Second. The first, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolutions.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I was wondering if we could maybe go around the table and introduce ourselves since there's
Sure.
folks here and stuff like
Yep,
that.
absolutely. I
Appreciate
apologize
that.
for that.
No, you're fine.
Well, I'm Paul Conley. I'm chair of Public Safety.
Mary Ellen Chesbro, I'm on the Public Safety Committee and I'm Vice Chair of the Legislature.
Chris Novak, I'm a county legislator from District 16.
Dorothy Caldwell, and I'm from District 17, and I'm on the committee.
Lee Walker Jr., I'm on the committee, legislator, and also the minority whip. Thank you.
Marie Schott, District 19, Minority Leader.
Town of Boundley,
Somewhere up there.
I'm Elsa Black. And I'm
Kevin Pooley, now one director.
Veronica Turner, budget.
Phil Church, County Administrator.
Jessica Davern, deputy clerk of the legislature.
Ryan Taylor, 25th District.
Herb Yarden, District 2, I represent Williamstown, Orwell, Albion, and Hardwick.
Greg Mapardo, District 7, and also on the Shay Laws, Fire Coordinator. Anthony DiMartino Jr., Oswego County District Attorney.
Is there anybody that might have got missed? Oh,
David Holland, the probation director, and also the staff DUI coordinator.
Kathy Tomasesso, Oswego County Emergency Management Director.
Andy Garris, Food County EMS Coordinator.
County PD Emergency Management Deputy Director.
Gina Bartlett, County Legislator, District 24.
Ed Gilson, County Legislator, Tyler.
is there anybody I might have missed? I'm a lot of new faces. This is my first meeting, so bear with me.
Each of your representing the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Kate Davis.
Okay. So we're gonna head into resolutions. PS1, resolution authorizing modification of capital project 1625 to renovate the 911 center. Kevin, you're up.
Right here.
Oh, motion. First, second. Okay, Kevin, you're up.
All right, so this is just a revision of what I brought back in December, requesting to do a renovation of the 911 center. At the December meeting, it was approved to accept the grant funding and the additional funding that's already been allocated to do a replacement of the 911 phone system, as well as an upgrade to the 911 radio system. And that in that amount of work, it's about about $2.3 million worth of work that's included in that was approved in the capital project. What I'm asking for is the other little less than a half of funding, which comes from local, to do a complete renovation of both the backup center and the primary center, putting in new council workstations, which are ergonomic, allow for equipment to be placed inside of them, as well as a replacement of the recording system that at our backup site that records all phone and radio transmissions while we're working out of our backup site, which is extremely important for automatic discovery. And then a uninterruptible power supply and electrical system upgrades at our backup site, and some additions that would allow for the EOC to have some backup power in that as well. And then do some room renovations to the 911 center that has been in service now for 30 years, 24/7, staffed 24 hours a day, obviously, and has never really had any upgrades or anything to it. We're still working off the original furniture that's in there. All the technology has been replaced. However, the furniture, the flooring, the walls, which welcome everybody to come down after the meeting's over to take a quick look down there and kind of see the room. The ceiling tiles, the HVAC, it all needs an overhaul to keep up with today's demands that we're doing in 911. So.
Kev, I noticed that you kind of rounded it up a little bit, and so you left yourself like $15,000 for contingency. Okay, good. As
Which
long,
in this size is a little bit small, but I was trying to be as responsible as possible.
right, I noticed that. I just thought it was good that you did leave a little wiggle room instead of having to come back for us for little. So
That's fingers
let's
crossed.
hope.
Let's hope.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yep.
How far we are in the project now?
So we haven't started anything as of yet outside of signing the agreement with Motorola before the end of the year last year, which saved us about $300,000 entering into that agreement. All the rest of the stuff and plans and everything have been put on hold until we make a determination of what we're actually doing.
Well, when I first became a legislator in '93, it was a brand new building, state of the art. It's hard to believe in the blink of an eye, 30 years go by. So I know it, does need some upkeep and maintenance, preventive maintenance. Who do we have? Who's contracting the furniture, the painting, the electrical work? Who's doing the electrical work? Has all that been out to bid and everything?
Nope, we haven't even started yet since the funding wasn't secured yet. I didn't move forward with any of those plans, but I have been in contact with V&G, and they do have a pretty good crew that probably will do a majority of the rework piece. HVAC and electrical, we obviously will need to put those out to bid and do additional work. The council furniture, we plan on going with the industry's kind of standard in at least the Northeast at this point. It's a company called Zydex. And there's a lot of other centers, including Onondaga County, Jefferson County, Lewis. Cube has done an upgrade and included them into their system as well. So they're tried and true and show to be hopefully a piece of equipment that'll last another 30 years.
Absolutely, and I'd like to see it, and I think it's well overdue because they're in there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's their home. That's their second home. That you guys they're there and doing a good service for us out there. So I appreciate it. I'll be supporting it 100%.
Thank you.
So again, it is 29 years old. It's the backbone to our safety, to our community, constituents. I think Kevin will be doing a great job with this. And if you also read in the packet, if we don't do some of this right now, it's going to cost more than $2 million.
Everything goes up.
Everything's going to go up. Plus, we'd be stuff that's already there. We'd have to take back out to redo it again. So, go ahead.
Thank you for what you do. Anyone who's dialed 911 knows the value. I do.
Okay. Any further discussion?
I'll move it.
Good. Got a first, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's passed.
Thank you very much. This will be revolutionary for us, so I appreciate it.
This has been asked for since two directors appointed.
Correct. Long time coming.
Thank you, everybody. PS2, resolution authorizing the reclassification of one position in the district attorney's office. Tony, you're up. Oh, motion. Sorry. Second. Second. Tony, you're up. Thank you.
The district attorney's office currently has an open paralegal position. Excuse me, which we have openly requested applications as part of the application process. An individual who would be a lateral move, who has the utmost experience, would be classified as a senior paralegal based on her previous experience with the county. We're simply asking for our open paralegal position in a nutshell to be reclassified as a senior paralegal, so that we would be allowed to hire basically a unicorn in the system to assist our operations, prosecution, as well as meet our needs for discovery that we still undoubtedly need more hands on deck to do. So basically this would reclassify our current open position to a senior position to allow for this person to be on. And
Cause I understand the senior position can do more things,
Correct.
okay, that the other ones can't, so.
And that's what we're hoping too, to bring more of an administrative management and most importantly, training to our young staff of paralegals, or somewhat young staff, assistant district attorneys. And also put in there the additional hands on deck to get a process that we've been trying to develop since I've been elected in 2024. We're still 2 years in for this, so these are just things that we need for added help in order for we can maintain the public safety of the county of Oswego. The budget there, I've tried to outline in the memo how this really would not affect the budget because of the CLA, criminal law associate that we have. That position historically will stay open until August of this year. We hired a CLA last year. She took the bar exam, passed the bar exam, was able to move from CLA to assistant district attorney. Now that CLA position will be open now till August because the next person will not be able to take the bar.
You're ready for graduation.
She won't graduate until May. She won't take, or he or she will not be able to take the bar until July. They will not be able to be a CLA person awaiting results from the bar exam until approximately after they take the bar in July, August. So we'll have that position historically open until August.
Is there any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Motion passed. PS3, resolution establishing rules of no collusion governing the participation of the Oswego County Sheriff's Department in federal immigration enforcement activities. Can I motion for first and second?
I move.
Second. Speak on that at all?
We did not add this agenda.
See, I didn't hear you.
Sheriff's Office didn't add this agenda.
Okay.
So I don't have any background on it.
Any further discussion?
I'd like to speak to it. There is background material included with the resolution that speaks to it. Did the sheriff read through this at all?
I didn't meet with the sheriff about this. They're at a national conference for the National Sheriff's Association East this week, so I'm looking.
Because I'm very concerned that the sheriff's not here, that you're not familiar with this, because I had very specific questions related to this resolution for the sheriff department, because he would be the one, that department would be the one to implement this and follow through with this. And the primary one would be, what would the downside of not having this? I mean, this speaks for itself as to why it's important for public safety, for safety of the department and for the county. The question would be, what would be the downside of not having it? But you can't.
I can't really
you can't
speak to
speak
that.
this.
No, not as, I'm not leadership in the office.
Well, I'm concerned that appropriate discussion on this that involves the sheriff department can't be carried through today if we don't have someone to really speak to this issue. Because you'd be voting on ignorance. So I'm kind of voting into this.
Well, they can certainly, and have read the resolution. EJ, if I may.
Yep.
This is not my committee, but, I do wanna thank the great and hard work of what we have in Oswego County, the campus police, the city police, the sheriff's department, state troopers, and border patrol. These are important departments for all of our safety and serve Oswego County. I just don't want them to serve ICE. Many people feel the same way. I don't feel ICE is trained to the high level that these departments have been trained to. And it's been demonstrated across the country. So, with that said, I guess we could go ahead and see how everybody feels about it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Born and raised in Oswego my whole life, and I want for the record to know that I support the Sheriff's Department, Oswego City Police Department, our state troopers, campus security. I support them 100%. I have a nephew that's a cop. My son was a cop. And I'm behind our local agencies 110%. Thank you.
Well, I have a little different opinion. I got a call last night, 8 o'clock, from an individual who would like to see this passed. I've known her for years. I respect her, but I disagree with her. I've worked the road in the sheriff's department for over 20 years. It's a huge county, and a lot of times it's only one or two people working. When somebody calls a single 30, that's what it used to be called. I don't know what it's called now.
I don't know what that is.
That's an officer needs help.
Oh, okay.
So when an officer calls that out, he needs help, everybody responds. Now, it doesn't say, PD needs help. It doesn't say Village of Black Guy needs help. It needs officer needs assistance. And as a policeman, which I was for over 20 years, we win. We come out of our homes, we win. We didn't ask who it was. If somebody needs help, you go help. I'd help you, I'd help anybody else. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't select who you're gonna go help or not help. And so if it starts with the sheriff, what's 911 gonna say? Because ICE officer, house is on fire, he's not gonna dispatch the fireman. If somebody in that house was injured, he's not gonna dispatch the ambulance. I'm talking, I'm just telling you my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm telling you what I feel in my heart. When someone needs help, we gotta help. Now, I don't care who it is. The FBI responds to every bank robbery when there's federal money in that bank. We're gonna help the FBI because they come into the country. We had a bank robbery out in the animal. FBI worked with us hand and foot. We solved it, we got the guys, and we recovered the gun and all that. So what I'm saying is this simple. If you need help, and I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's ICE, I don't care if it's Border Patrol or DEC or Village of Black Guy and North Central Sheriff. That guy calls for help. We're supposed to respond. And I 100% believe you gotta help your fellow officer. You can't pick one group of men and women and say, we're not helping you. But because he's a father or she's a mother, they work every day, they got a home, they got kids, they're married, their sons, their father. And that individual, no matter who it is begging for help. Then we should go help. Now, you might not agree with me, but I've been in the business for many years. I worked this county at times when there's only one guy working on 962 square miles. And if I needed help, I don't care who was it. Who came, as long as I got help. I didn't select who was going to come or not. When an officer needs help, he's not calling for coffee and done. He's calling because he's in jeopardy of himself. But I'm still talking. When I get done, you can talk all you want. That's what I think, and I'll never change my mind. And I'm always going to support that officer, no matter who it is. If he needs help, we gotta help him. Because I want that guy to go home at night, or I want that lady to go home at night. And I don't want to say, I'm sorry, we can't support you. You're on your own. That's not a good feeling if you're out there all by yourself in a county this big, and I needed help. They got guys who come out of their own house to help. So that's what we should do. You're there to protect and serve, not to choose who you're going to help. And I know Patty Kleinville for years. She's a great girl. And she talked to me last night. I said, Patty, I like you. I don't have a problem with you coming. I don't have a problem with the people on the bridge of Oswego. I don't have a problem with people coming here. That's their right to come. If they want to give their opinion, fine. This is my opinion. I'm not saying I'm 100% correct. This is my opinion, and I will not support that resolution.
My concern is that this is a very limited issue around immigration, which is a federal issue. And the federal ICE officers and other are highly funded and have as many people involved as they need. The examples that you gave of emergency situations were house on fire, accidents, all these things. And yes, we do get involved and everybody should be cared for and anyone should answer those kinds of calls. The specifics within this resolution are pertaining to immigration matters. And those are very different from the house on fire, our car accident situation. And what this is saying is trying to be very clear what is the federal responsibility and the federal involvement and what is the county, the city, the other municipality, the law enforcement. So I am not at all against it, and I celebrate, and I've had to use 911 and emergency personnel. That's not what this is. This is not saying we're not going to go and assist a fellow officer. What this is saying is be clear about what's happening with immigration and the officers involved in immigration, the tactics that are used, and what are federal lines and what are the other lines. And that's what this is all about. It's not saying don't help emergency situations. And so that, I think there should be a clear distinction between what you were saying. Because we're not at all against law enforcement with this at all, law enforcement.
Well, I think I'd like to speak that my biggest concern is I don't want to see Oswego County turning into what I'm watching on television, where people are getting injured, things are being thrown at people. I do not want that to happen. And the reason that is happening is because there's a no collusion policy there, where they're not helping ICE. And that's my concern. I want someone there to control and not to just allow chaos to continue. And also the sheriff is an elected official. And there's only so much that we even have power over. But if we have an illegal alien in jail, I want the sheriff to be able to simply call ICE, have them handed over, and they're out of my community. Right now, if American gets arrested, they get arrested, they get arraigned, and because of the bail reform, they get to go back into the community and commit another crime and a crime. But if we have the opportunity, if it's an illegal that has committed a crime, we don't have to put them in the community. ICE can pick them up and take them out. I want criminals picked up fast, out, with not the chaos and the frenzy that's going on. Because when you're releasing criminals, specifically illegal criminals, back into neighborhoods, now ICE is going to the neighborhoods. They're going into the houses. They're going into the businesses. And now we have total chaos. And more people are getting involved. People that are not illegal are getting involved, and then they're getting arrested. So I am mainly I want to keep the people safe, all the people. And I see more people getting hurt because of the chaos of nobody helping, or law enforcement not helping other law enforcement to handle it. So no, I can't support this.
I want to speak about two things, and I need Mr. DiMartino's opinion, if you would. Bail reform. It is my understanding that a judge can hold someone if they're dangerous. Is that correct?
To be quite frank, bail review has a set standard. The standard is offenses that are qualifying for bail or non-qualifying for bail. If it is a non-qualifying offense, they must be released on their own recognizance pending further hearings. If it is a qualifying event, then the court may set bail under certain terms, cash, bond, and non-secured bond as
It
well.
would be up to the judge.
That would be up to the judge. There are some minor or minimal applications that can be made if a person had been released on their own recognizance and committed additional crimes while out on recognizance, then it could be based on a harm type of scenario. Again, up to the judge whether that occurs. It's been very limited in what bail can be, what cases bail can be set.
Okay, last comment about ICE, who, in my opinion, are not trained. They're coming to the equivalent of thugs. I feel like we should quote Santayana, those who refuse to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Think of Hitler's Germany. This is out of control. They are not handling people professionally. You don't bang people in the side of the head with a gas canister. No, this is wrong. And a lot of people are upset about it, including me. So, might not believe with what I say, but I will fight to the death to say it, if that's what it's gonna take. And I feel we're coming to that point in this country.
Violence on both sides.
Thank you, legislator here. I respect everything you said. And I can respect your opinion. I hope everybody respects my opinion as I respect yours. And Legislator Chesbros. I received over roughly about 50 emails from my new computer provided by the county as a legislator. And I responded to every one of them back. And out of the close to 50, I think it was 47 or 48, I had one person that wanted me to vote no. The rest wanted me to vote yes. And between 15 and 20 of them live in my district. So I just wanted to share that. I don't know what everybody else got for emails. I got phone calls and literally almost 50 emails. So I was very surprised on all the contact that I received from it. And again, most of them live in my district. So but I do respect your opinion, and again, I hope everybody respects my opinions and thoughts. Thank you.
Any other further discussion on this?
Roll call vote, or you just want to do ayes and nays?
Roll call vote.
You can call for a roll call.
Roll call.
I don't.
Right there's Jessica, she can do the roll call.
We're gonna call for a vote, roll call vote.
The sheriff's present.
Sure.
Is that Florida?
4 weeks.
I'm sorry.
In 4 weeks.
Legislator Yurden?
No.
Dorothy the legislator Caldwell?
Yes.
Legislator Walker?
Yes.
Legislator Lockwood? Yes. Legislator
No.
What constitutes a 2/3 majority?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you need 4 to, whoever, you need 4 is the prevailing side. We've got 3 for and 4 against, so the motion fails. Resolution fails.
Motion failed. Gonna go into reporting departments. District Attorney.
Yes, thank you for the resolution.
Last week was
Could
spent.
you speak up a little bit, Tony?
Last week was spent at the New York City for the District Attorneys Association conference where all the district attorneys from the state of New York meet, talk about up and coming law changes, and basically it's a good way of understanding what way other district attorneys' offices are working, the issues that they're having, which, by the way, folks, are very similar to the Oswego County problems that we have. We still have a problem with meeting our obligations under discovery, under the onerous timeframes, not the fact that we have to get discovery, because we have absolutely no objection to compulsory discovery for the defendants in this matter. It's just the timeframes that we're required to do so in collaboration with our law enforcement officials, in collaboration with our investigative officials. So, just to be clear, our county, similar to every other county in the state of New York, are having very similar problems. There's similar problems that other counties are having, like Oswego County does, is paying our, and I keep bringing this drum, paying our assistant district attorneys. Our wages now have become under some of our adjoining counties. So that is going to be an ongoing threat as we move along and try to fill positions to do our jobs. And that's to prosecute our cases, all criminal cases, to maintain public safety and not lose cases on technicalities. But let's get to the merits of the case. That's what our goal is. And that's where we're trying to get our staffing to the point, along with our technology, because technology is the only way we're going to keep up with what our standards, what the state of New York requires our standards to be. I'm there for the task. I do not take no for an answer. And I'm willing to meet this heavy burden head on. As some of you may not know me, some do know me. So you will find out as you go along that I will take on that task for the people of the county of Oswego to seek justice, not only for whoever, the defendants, but also for our victims in the county of Oswego. So that's what we learned from by continuing to meet with and collaborate with our fellow district attorneys who are in rural counties like me. We're a lot different than the city of New York. Let's be the 5 boroughs. Let's be realistic. But more of our counties are like Oswego County than they are like New York City. So you get a lot of education, you get a lot of real good tips in the relationships with other district attorneys to collaborate with their district attorney's office, collaborate with their law enforcement. Collaboration is the key to meet the standard of discovery. So, in the spirit of collaboration, these meetings, these conferences are essential. And these will be the issues coming up as we go along the year of 2026. So maintaining our staffing is crucial. Losing an ADA because somebody else can pay them better, or private entities can pay them more, puts us 3 months behind every time we have to redo the wheel. So it's important that we maintain our staffing. That's what I got out of our conference. Sir.
Yep. Have you found that there's a huge shortage of attorneys?
The attorneys are a shortage, first of all. We understand that, especially for our rural counties, which now you add that to the fact of we pay salaries. You have a assigned counsel rate that has almost tripled since I took office here, making it a more advantageous to be on the defense side than it is to be on the prosecutor side, because you have a set limit to your salaries. Now, mind you, weeks I have to maintain an ADA on call 24/7, including myself and my chief assistant, for arraignment procedures that occur from AM and AM morning and afternoon. I'm sorry.
Yep.
So they don't get reimbursed other than their salary for being on call. And these are issues that need to be developed as we move along to retain and maintain our safety, our public safety, and make sure that we're well established for these procedures. Camp Court has 24/7. That's under case law. And so we maintain those necessary.
Are you short now, staff?
We're down in an ADA. We just built, thank you.
Yeah.
Paralegals. We're down one ADA and it's necessary.
And you're trying to fill that?
Yeah, we have for you that don't know, I have implemented a law clerk program, summer law clerk from law schools we've had 2 each year that I've been elected. One of those we just hired. She came in, passed the bar, did a CL, worked as a criminal law associate. Now she just took over a paralegal position, an assistant district attorney position. So that's my way of recruiting. But I also make them very well a good candidate for other counties around here to come and take my good work and my good faith and my all the things that we've given them education and made them into an ADA. So just be aware of that. Is that there's a lot of poaching going on, and we talk about that at our DASDA meetings. We would like this to be a uniform, we'll come up with a uniform system for our rural counties. What is the minimum pay up to the maximum pay? Then and only then can we maintain our ADAs, because then I'm not going against Onondaga, Jefferson now, just increased. So we're constantly in a battle.
Thank you.
I'm here to do it. So I'm okay with that, but it's a fact. I know you want to ask it.
Jean Bartlett, I just wanted to ask, you mentioned that you're having your low staff. Is this affecting your process, the legal process in order to incarcerate or?
Of course it is. Yes,
Okay,
of course
now, how far behind are you?
We're always behind. Some say so. I could go on for this meeting for a long time here, and there's many facets to the district attorney's office that are kind of added facets, and we really want to. We do a cap court, okay? A cap court requires my ADA to be on call 24/7 during the week, because technically I say 24/7, but it's every day, every morning, every afternoon. No time off for holidays or Christmas, because that happens during Christmas. So we do not technically have a full cap system in the county of Oswego. We actually, the district attorney also, with the assistance of the Oswego County Sheriff's Department, we are facilitating the paperwork over to the judge in order for arraignments to occur. I am processing under an agreement, mind you, all appearance tickets for the county of Oswego, except for the city courts that are on their own, which again is another issue, side issue. They're on their own with the cap system. So you can see there's a lot of moving parts. And we get all these files in over the weekend. We can get hundreds of files in over the weekend, and we have to process either for appearance ticket or for the arraignment process for cap. So you can see, I need a lot of people to just move paperwork. Those people, we have a set of people that are setting up the files in our case management system, and then we have to immediately distribute discovery that is coming from our law enforcement agencies. We also have to make sure that we received all our discovery from the law enforcement agencies. And if we miss a cog there at some point in time, our case may be ripe for dismissal under we didn't get this done in time. 20 days if they're incarcerated, 35 if they're not. So have no problem with compulsory discovery. It's at 20, 35, and then it's coupled with 30-30 or speedy trial. If you happen to be human like we are, and you miss something, it could be argued that we were not ready for trial and therefore speedy trial. And this is all the issues of those technical violations. And we've been constantly batting, but this is just not mine. It's everything.
And for public safety, are you ready to
It's kind of hard to do that because they just come in multitudes. So we have to assume that I take it as every case is important as the other. So we cannot rank those until we've actually started a case. We get a little bit of our feet underneath us, and then we start assigning ADAs and start working on it. So we need more ADAs.
Yeah, very tough.
Even the number that I've been approved for, that's what he wants to hear this. We need more than that. But I'm gonna say Thank you.
E911, Kevin, you're up.
So, excuse me. I want to thank everybody for coming up to the Public Safety Center today. Just give a quick, brief overview of the building. Downstairs, we have our sheriff's office. Court is on the other end of the building. Jail's out back. Upstairs, we have probation up here. You walk past the district attorney's office, so it was a nice close commute for them as well as myself this morning. IT is right across the hallway from us over here, and then the 911 center is down at the end of the hallway here. Like I said, it's been there since 1996. So. I apologize for not submitting in a monthly report. A year-end report is still being compiled with some information. We had a couple gaps in our reporting last year out of the some of the upgrades that we did to the piece of software. So that will be forthcoming, and I'll be sending that over to you. But we did hit our metrics. I think it was 94% of our calls were answered within 15 seconds or less, which is the national standard that we look for. I'll also throw out to everybody that's new, legislators, feel free to reach out to all of us to swing in and learn more about us. As I mentioned, you're welcome to come down to the center after, so that we can kind of give you a brief overview of what we do in there. It's a lot more than just answering a phone call and pressing a button and having somebody wake up on the other end to go to a call. But as far as management activities for this past month, the reason why I wasn't able to get my committee report in was I was in Albany. I'm the vice president for the New York State 911 Coordinators Association, and we were having a lobbying day in a couple of days out in Albany, working on important items like next generation 911. That's something that you all will get to learn a lot more in the next year, because with our project that we started working on approving in December, and you just approved the second half of, that is coming to Oswego County, which is an excellent thing. So we will, I will be doing some teaching on that, explaining on that, and learning along with that, because there is a lot that's going to come at us technologically. Our public safety, advanced public safety program that we've been working on for a couple of years now. We have a critical response group portion of it, which is indoor mapping that was supported at the end of, I think it was 2024. We're at a point now where almost all of our school districts have shared that information with their law enforcement, fire, and EMS agencies that are local to them, as well as the Oswego County Sheriff's Office and New York State Police. Going through the training portions of how they get access to that, as well as taking that information and putting it into the 911 computer-aided dispatch software. So our 911 dispatchers, as well as the end users, law enforcement and EMS, and eventually fire, once we turn on the map within the WebCAD portion, will have access to that information as well. So that's all schools, every single floor of every school building across Oswego County, as well as every single county-owned building as well. We've done that with, which is a huge achievement to get information like that, especially it's detailed right down to the point where there was an incident just recently, not in this county, knock on wood, but that one of these maps was actually used to identify tell a 911 caller where the AED was located within their building, so they could send somebody to go get it. Information like that, egress information, location of exits, things along those lines, as well as roof access for firefighters that need to get access to the roof. Things along those lines that are extremely important in public safety. So we're moving along with that. It's called the Motorola Aware project that we're working on. This is a piece of software that is considered a single pane of glass software, which takes a ton of different information into one software interface for our advanced telecommunicators to be able to use. That is moving along. That will start bringing some opportunities for video into our system. We are working on getting the county cameras turned on into that piece of software, and they actually locate on a map. So we'll see a location of an incident that will pop up. We'll see AVL information, automatic vehicle location information that are coming from law enforcement and ambulances. Let us know where they're located with their response, and then also if there's any cameras that are in the area. We're also working with the New York State DOT to get their cameras involved, and we've started having conversations with the Oswego City Police Department to connect in the Oswego City cameras. So they would be not like a monitoring type thing, but more of a we're made aware that there's an incident, and we can try and get some eyes on it and provide more information to first responders. So for those of you that have been on the committee, you're well aware of this because I've been talking about it for about a year, but we are moving forward with that. The other piece is an automatic notification piece that we've been doing some testing with, and the company has been having a little bit of a struggle, but they're going through an upgrade right now, and hopefully in the next month or so we will be moving forward with that. The other piece to our advanced public safety program is the Drone First Responder Program, where we have remote docks that have been located. There is 2 that are in the city of Fulton currently, and we're currently building out along the southern tier, Constantia area, West Monroe, Cognoy area, to have remote docks down there, largely for search and rescue for Oneida Lake, where there's instances in Oneida Lake or on the Oneida River, to be able to provide actual first-hand eyewitness of what's actually occurring, the location. Somebody goes through the ice, there's a boat that's capsized, whatever the case may be, to provide better location. Right now, when we have an incident on Oneida Lake, we activate Onondaga, Oswego, Madison, and Oneida counties, and activate 9 fire departments across them, and they all respond out to the lake. The hope is that we can actually narrow that down a little bit and start trying to manage those resources a little bit better. So, beyond that, we've had a consortium meeting. There's a consortium of 11 counties in the central New York region, from the Canadian border to Pennsylvania border, that we work largely on a lot of radio stuff together, but we're also working on the next generation 911 stuff, as well as CAD integration and phone integration stuff. So we did have a meeting on that. I'm the chair of the technical advisory committee that reports to that group. And we do some really, really good stuff. Our radio system is actually connected into 9 of those counties, and we can share resources across from Tioga and Broome all the way up to St. Lawrence is going to be coming on board here probably next summer. But it provides us with some really good resources and ability to be able to have interoperability radio-wise between all of us. So, again, welcome you to come to 911 Center and spend some more time learning about us, or call me up on the phone if you ever have any questions. So,
I have a quick question. On the school maps, does that include the SUNY campus?
so SUNY, we're still in the process of working on them, but they are included in the phase 2 rollout. Yep.
30 years ago when I was on 911 committee, cell phones were the big thing, just starting to come out. When you say next generation, I can appreciate that, because who would have ever thought 30 years ago what a drone was and how many lives that can save.
So the funny thing is the technology that we still operate on, as far as call location, is still that same technology from 30 years ago. So we state next generation 911. It's really generation now.
But things are changing. Now you got yes, absolutely.
So for us to move to this, and GPS based 911 call location is extremely huge. I mean, you order your DoorDash or order a pizza, and they will know that they need to bring it to the public safety center, and they'll be able to tell you that it's in this section of the building. If you call 911, we'll get an address that'll tell us down at the end of the driveway. So it definitely needs to be working.
Thank you. Keep up the good work.
I remember that you had assured me before that with the school maps,
Yes.
as any changes occur, that everybody is notified, and even if there's an emergency, a water main broke and there's a door closed, that they will be able to update, notify, so that we're up to date with it.
Correct. Yep. I've worked with the agreements of all the school districts, and as they make changes, they're going to make us aware, and then we'll be able to make those changes with the vendor.
Okay, thank you.
So I had a couple of people about the drone in the box with that snow we had.
Yep.
Everything's good.
It did actually ground that because of the amount of snow that we had. We needed to get somebody out there to shovel the tops of the trailers. Also, the extreme cold we've seen lately. The drones are good to about -5, -10. Today, this morning, we're up to -16, -17, so they're unable to fly. But the freezing is the big thing. And also, we have noticed in the lower temperatures that we've seen consistently lately that our flight times are drastically reduced. So typically, we get about 30, 35 minutes worth of flight times. We've been seeing about 20 at a max lately. So.
Nothing's moving fast.
Yeah.
Again, if you haven't had a chance to come and tour this facility, I've done it at least 3 times. It's something you really should come and see. It's amazing how it works. Okay.
I have one last question.
Oh, wait, oh, sorry.
Where's the border patrol tower lease?
Tower leases at Scribe. Is that our Scribe Tower site?
Thank you.
Highway garage.
No, it's up off of I'm out Pony Road.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Kevin?
I believe that the border patrol that's on that.
The sheriff and the undersheriff are the national sheriffs, from Washington DC, so they will be visiting the report for the next meeting and we'll speak out about it. But I just wanted to mention, we have, a fraud prevention and scam awareness info night tomorrow night. It's at Hugo Community College Fulton campus in the event center. It's at 7 p.m. I really encourage anyone to go that, uses a computer. So pretty much everyone. There's lots of different scams out there. We see hundreds of them between our agency, City of Oswego and City of Fulton. Many of them are hard to process and investigate because they happen overseas. So prevention is the best way to fight something like this. So we really encourage people. We have lots of room. Lots of people can come. If you're a caregiver or senior citizen, that's the target audience. So please feel free to come.
And what time is that?
It's at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
You can register to make sure you have a seat. Otherwise, it's just, until the space fills up. Hopefully we don't have to turn it. There's more information on the sheriff's Facebook page.
Any questions? Probation.
Just a couple things to mention from my report. Our state grant was continued, so we can continue providing interactive journaling in the jail that we do our curriculum with incarcerated individuals. We just hired a new probation officer a couple weeks ago, so we're full staff. She'll be going to 4 weeks of training in Jefferson County for the state required training. We recently got our body worn cameras, so we're in the process of implementing those for our special services officers. And as far as Stop DUI, there's a high visibility engagement campaign coming up this weekend for us.
Any questions for Dave?
And also, I just want to reiterate what Kevin said, if any legislators want to come down to our department at any point, learn more about what we do.
I'm sure that's for all departments if you wanted to. Park coordinator, Shane.
Morning. The report I submitted is going to be activity for the month of December, and then I'll get into our yearly responses. So for the month of December, we had 17 activations, 3 structure fires, 4 hazmat responses, 2 fire investigations, 6 no response required, and 2 others. When you see next month's activities for January, that's almost double or triple. So it's been a busy month so far. So for the year 2025, we've responded to 329 incidences, 87 structure fires, 42 hazmats, 46 fire investigations, 14 dives, 11 technical rescues, 99 no response required, and 30 other. Got a list of classes there for you. That's up till about April, I believe. So as classes end, we schedule more. So we kind of ask firefighters what they're looking for. And we try to get those classes into the school. And then the last thing I have is the activity for the school for the year. Last year, we taught 363 classes with 2,496 students going through and 1,402 hours of instruction.
Lee?
Yes. Like, how's the fire station that you got out at out by the dump out on Mitchell Street?
The fire school?
Yeah, how's that doing?
Good.
It's been a long time since I
Yep.
got there and stuff. So.
Since I became fire coordinator, our daytime teaching has grown drastically with companies like Novelis, the new plants. We do all their safety training.
Yep.
So it's going good. It needs some updating, but we're doing it in small steps.
So let us know on those updates or something that needs to be done there.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
I'll probably have one next month.
I was around when we bought the place and,
Yep.
when it was kind of empty there for a while, so I know it means a lot to the community. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I'm just writing.
In regard to mutual aid, and the cost of the paid fire departments throughout the county that had to go to Novalis to fight fire, right? There's two paid departments in the county, right? The city of Oswego and the city of Fulton.
Correct.
Is there any plans to recoup the overtime money that was spent to fight the for-profit fire at Novalis?
That would be between those
It's
entities.
a for-profit organization.
Yep.
Is there insurance money or anything for these fellas?
You'd have to ask the Novelis Corporation. We don't, mutual aid is just that. There's no money exchange between departments.
Okay.
For that reason, if the cities wanna file a claim, they'd have to talk to their legal counsel and see how that goes. But no, not my.
Thank you. I agree.
Sorry. Yep.
Good question.
Yeah.
Question. Okay, any other questions? Did you guys go to that fire without on 69 that was like 8 hours with a 30 below zero?
Yes, Saturday.
Friday
Friday night, Saturday, yes.
Did the water freeze before it got to out?
We were having problems
Yeah,
with
that's what I heard.
tankers freezing up, lines freezing, staff freezing.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Do they?
All right. EMS.
Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Nate DeGear. I'm the county EMS coordinator. I work out of the emergency management office. So some stuff that I've been having going on lately. A big part of my job is managing and running the EMS education program in the county, and then also working with all of our EMS agencies on making sure they're on the same page and facilitating their mutual aid and their responses and stuff. So educational update, we had an EMT class that was hosted by Enterprise Fire in Phoenix. It finished in early December. We were able to have 12 students pass their EMT certification. So that was a big shot in the arm for Phoenix Fire. Had a lot of members out of that, as well as Todd and also one Oswego Town Fire made the drive out there to go to that class. I do want to mention these students spend a lot of time with these instructors and they put a lot of dedication into this. Unfortunately, the instructor we had teaching this class, he passed away unexpectedly 10 days after the class finalized. So these students who had just spent 200 hours with this person who became their mentor had to go through this process before they even took their state exam. So we made sure we gave them a lot of extra support and tried to really help them work through. Every single one of those students has passed their state exam. So that's definitely a big testament to Nick and the guy he was, and to the resiliency of that class. So I'm very proud of that class. They did a good job. So definitely a unique circumstance that those students had to go through, but I'm very happy with how that class went.
I'm just want to ask, wasn't this like one of the first times that all those that started the class finished it?
It was. Usually we see, regardless of I hate to say percentage, because regardless of the class size, it could be 20, it could be 8. We see about 3 or 4 people that are there day one end up withdrawing or not keeping up their grades. In this class, at 100%.
He was an excellent instructor, and he really did. Everybody stayed and did a great job.
Absolutely. So
it was a shame for him to pass that young guy.
Yes, he was. I do want to give some thanks to the sheriff's department. We offered some mental health resources for these students, including having the class come together as a group. with some trained peers, and the sheriff's office with their peer team was able to help us support that. So thank you to you guys for helping support that. That truly meant a lot to them. We were planning on running an EMT class in Fulton that was scheduled to start last week. We had to cancel that due to low enrollment. Luckily, working with other area classes, we were able to connect all those interested students with other local area classes, so we're not going to lose those people who are interested in getting certification. We can hopefully get them to enroll in another local area class. So we were happy to work with our partners to send them some students so we don't lose those students. Working with our staff, we were able to completely overhaul our filing system. So we've had decades of old course files that we've completely gone through and digitized to catch up. So that was quite the project. I think we cleared out like 4 filing cabinets worth of paperwork. And we're able to convert that to digital. We're going to be filing digitally moving forward, just so it's easier for us to keep our files sorted and in line. We still continue to offer and support organizations with any Stop the Bleed programming or training. If anyone is interested in learning more about that or wants us to bring that program to you, let me know. We'd be very happy to do so. Just some other stuff we're going on, big projects. Working with Shane, the fire coordinator's office, we are in the process of launching a responder wellness team is what we're calling it, for fire and EMS. Also working with the sheriff's office team on this as well. It's going to be a team of peers to help with mental health aspects of the first response industry. We're creating a team of trained peers to be available to talk with individuals or help do group briefings, whatever, or refer to professional care. So we're very excited about that. It's something that we see a lot of requests for it, and I'm excited to be able to offer that to the first responders in our community, because they definitely do need the support. Another thing I do want to highlight is in December, the governor signed Senate Bill S7501A, which is a requirement for counties to develop a comprehensive EMS plan. We are currently in the process of collecting information on what the requirements will be for that. I've been working with other EMS coordinators in the area and the EMS region to try to figure out exactly what the requirements for that are going to be. The state told us that in February they'd be releasing a template of what that will look like in the requirements. So I'm hoping to dive into that this month and have more for you guys on that next month. So, other than that, that is kind of what I got going on. I would love to entertain any questions if anyone has any.
Any questions?
I have a question. You said you're developing the wellness team.
Mm-hmm.
Does that imply that there wasn't anything like that before?
So previously there has been a handful of individuals who we have utilized. The need has outgrown what existed, so we're working on getting a more formalized process to allocate those resources for the firemen and the EMS providers when the requests are being made. And we're following a more stricter training model and stuff like that, just to make sure that the peers are up to date on current trainings and techniques and stuff to really effectively manage.
And what I'd like to add to that too, because we're in this together, is that even though it was difficult sometimes to get somebody to do it, we got an individual needed it, we got it, whether it be through the sheriff's office, through other contacts that we have throughout our surrounding counties. So everybody that had called and asked for help, we made sure that we had somebody so that they could talk to and get work through their issues. So
we're really looking to just formalize the process to make it flow a lot more efficiently and smoothly for the people who need it.
I have a little bit more to add. I think that any of the emergency services people in this room would attest to this, that when you have a first responder that reaches out for mental health support, you know they are in trouble. You know that they need it. So there's also been a lot of agencies that have provided support to their own people to go get this training. So what we're doing is we're bringing all of those people together to put them on the same team to be able to help anybody that needs it. And like Nate and Shane said, in a more organized, coordinated effort. So The trained individuals existed out there. We're just working to bring everybody together and provide additional training to build that capability.
I was a hospital chaplain in New York City and was with the emergency room and did that. This was in the 90s, so I'm not part of everything, but in the early aughts. So I'm familiar with that work and the importance of it.
Oh yeah, it's very important. The stigma of asking for help in the first responder communities is really been improving lately as well. So lots of encouraging stuff on that.
The SUNY New Paltz did a study that they got the results, formalized them, and sent them out to everybody last late summer, early fall, something like that. And to kind of summarize high level on that, when you look down through that data, one of the most concerning portions of all of that is that the 911 telecommunicators actually rose above all of the other first responder groups in all concerning areas of mental health. Problems at home, drinking problems, substance abuse, all of those types of issues. So we've been working in our department very, very hard for over the past year, but been getting a lot more support and stuff towards that as well. So we're participating in that as well, but we're continuing build out within our department and connections into other 911 centers across the state, because that is such a concerning demographic that has been overlooked for so long to me. With it. Everybody thinks, somebody goes out and, there's something horrific, child loses their life in a fire. Well, that 911 telecommunicator was the one that took the phone call and talked to the mother or father at the very beginning of that and couldn't do anything to help them. So that's a piece that ties into that as well. So.
I know I brought something to you, Nate, a while back that I had gotten from NISAC, and it wasn't just. And I believe it's the same thing that you're talking about. It really blew me away as to the effect that not just saying I need help, but to train people to look at their peers, to be aware that they're in trouble. And I think that to me was even one of the more important things, that not wait until somebody says I need help, but for people to be aware that there's certain things that will key you in that they're having issues. And I think that's the importance of ounce prevention worth a pound of cure. I thought that training was so good, and I'm so glad that Oswego is really getting their teeth involved in this. Very necessary. Thank you, guys.
I'd like to just add the other departments working together. That's great. I like to see that. Future, hopefully it'll even get better. Okay, let's move on to the EMO department.
Perfect. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Kathy Palmatasso, Emergency Management Director. I'm located in the Fulton office building. Open the invitation. I'm sure you're all welcome to come down. Within our department, we do house EMS coordinator. We also house the drone coordinator in our office as well, who primarily is a coordination piece that works with the sheriff's office for those entities that operate the drones, working with them for equipment and training, but also works directly with 911 with the DFR program. So we kind of, like he had indicated, we all work together for the same missions, right? So just wanted to let you know, open to come learn more about it. We also house the radiological response plan for the county, so we're effectively in charge of doing outside response for that. So, along with preparedness activities. I sent in my report. In addition to that, just a couple things. Our building is housing quite a few DSS staff right now due to the issue at the main building. So we've been using our emergency operations center as an area for them to work out of, as well as our conference rooms. So we're working through that piece on our end. We also had quite a few operational support and coordination activities with the recent snows we had around the January 1st timeframe. We had some snow events that we did some coordination with DOT to help the northern part of the county clear out some of their snow. So we've been working with DOT, New York State Department of Transportation, as well as County Highway. We were able to get some equipment into the city of Oswego this weekend after the snowfall. They did a remarkable job getting that cleaned out over the course of those couple of days that they were here. So some of the activities that we do in our office, we ask for those resources from the state. So we're working to get more information to our municipalities so they're aware of that, how that level of requests come from. So something that we'll continue to do. We will eventually be having what's called a Tier 3 training, which provides municipalities and their leadership, and you guys are welcome to come to that too. It helps you better understand Article 2B and requesting help when you have emergency needs. We are beginning our interviews this week for a new position that the legislature approved for us in the 26 budget. This will help with some of those capabilities in our office to help support that. And I don't have much more that I wanted to highlight unless anybody has any questions.
I thank you and state, city, and county doing the emergency management of removing the snow in Oswego. They worked all weekend, and you know, I see PJ had it posted out there, and it was nice, everybody working together, you know, getting it done, Bill too, and I ended up buying the guys pizzas, and they were in my district, and we all got together and got to share a couple laughs, and they don't get to sit and have their lunch. They worked as there's no breaks. They don't take no breaks, and they snow blowed all the streets, and Oswego really needed it. So I thank you for that. Thank you.
From the moment that we were notified that the city of Oswego needed some additional assistance, I think it was probably within 6 or 8 hours, we had State DOT and County Highway on the ground helping out.
Great.
And
Everybody,
I think that kind of goes to, you know, the importance of us working together across departments at all levels of government to build those relationships. So when somebody needs the help, we know who to call. We can get
It was all 3 departments. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And 4 with counting you guys. I mean, everybody just got it together and did a great job.
Haven't provided radios so
Yeah.
we can communicate between the drivers and mowers because they are not necessarily.
And some didn't have all the same, they were talking about that with the state and the county and the city with radios and stuff. They were, yeah. And so that worked out good. So many departments
Yeah.
stepped up to the plate.
I have a question. I'm new to the legislature, but last year I heard about a lot of problematic issues with people, their houses being overflown. Have you had that kind of concern?
Last year's storm was different than what we had thus far.
Okay.
I know, I said thus far.
February 2nd.
This occurred in February last year. So, you know, February is a very tumultuous month, but last year was just a significant storm that we've gotten so far. Although the one on Thursday in the city of Oswego, I live in the city, describe it, but it was a night.
6th Street when you were a kid.
Yeah, I grew up in the city. I've lived here for 50 years.
So
But
the one in February last year dropped about 100 inches of snow over the course of 4 days of snowfall, with a 1.5 day gap in between. So it was about 75 to 80% of the southern half of Oswego County's annual snowfall in 4 days. So it was, thankfully the snow we've gotten this year has been, while awful, it's been a little bit more spread out, so there's a little bit more time for people to manage it, make sure the roofs stay clear.
Well, my question is, are the communication channels smoother now? And because that was also a big issue, was the communication. People didn't know, couldn't reach people, the communication and help for people didn't seem to be.
last year we were able to coordinate some additional volunteer efforts. We haven't had any communication that anyone is in need of that at this point in time, nor do we have any indication that we need.
But you learned from last year,
Yeah,
so that if it
absolutely.
happens again, it would be handled.
Absolutely.
We compiled
That's what I was.
You know, we've got better communications with the state and
That's what I-
as well,
yeah.
and that's, I think, where we struggled a little bit last year. Very often, and this was something I'll say is, when we ask for help, we need help. And so I think that the state has been much more welcoming to our requests this year, because we seem to get a lot more, but like we said, last week's storm was just city of Oswego, really, or the city area. Last year's storm was through Palermo, Hastings,
Anything south of Baltimore.
Phoenix got quite a bit of snow. I mean, it was
The water density.
Yes, that
That's
is
the difference.
and it was much heavier, so we aren't doing our preparedness activities and ensure that we're keeping, you know, our areas clean and our roofs shoveled. I was on my roof over the weekend, so.
I think this morning, I heard a report of a barn collapse, but that's the first structure, or if any of the integrity issues. So far,
Is anything in it?
there was some, I believe, some.
Yeah, so.
You know where it was?
Lakota.
Kath, one question I have is this amount of snowfall that we have, and it's not melting, it's all here, brings back memories 20 years ago when we had that quick thaw and we had floods. Is there any way to mitigate that or whatever to be able to be prepared? Because that was sandbags everywhere. There was terrible flooding.
Yeah, there's no
Mother Nature.
indication, from the National Weather Service that we're going to get a quick thaw anytime soon. So that's gonna be somewhat helpful.
Yeah.
But, I do believe that, those precautionary actions, when we have September National Preparedness Month and we're telling you to prepare for these, snow belted areas, flooding, make sure that, you're keeping your drains clean, make sure that your sump pump. Invest in backup sump pump capability, battery backup. I've had 2 flooded basements and a world of difference of, just some preparedness, a little bit of expense, just to use on your own housing or find someone that's going to snow blow your, as you get older, it's harder to snow blow. Or remove snow from your facilities. I mean, make those communications with people to try to get that done because what we're seeing is like I said, I was born and raised here. I've seen many winters here, but we have a different group that lives here now that may not have been used to the snowfall that I remember back when I was a kid. So I think that the last 2 winters have shown that we can get some snowfall here, and this might be the return of our old winters, and we've just gotta, get people used to how to prepare for that. It will be a world of difference if you just take a few precautionary actions ahead of time. But we know that there's going to be some continuation because February is usually our coldest month, and sometimes our snowiest month. So.
And again, I want to say thank you. That was not to see everybody out there 20. I mean, these guys were around the clock, nonstop.
I mean,
They're
the
still out
request
here.
came in from the city, and it came in through the county highway, and we were the coordinating agency to ask the state.
Towns, the states, everybody. I mean, everybody just pulled together. And, I mean, they actually moved that snow pretty quick.
Very quick, very quick.
Okay. Again, apologize. I had a couple legislators that had to leave because they had a prior meeting. So that's why they left, so everybody knows.
Yeah, I think, what is it, human resources?
Human resources.
Yeah, human services, yeah. It started at 12:30, so they had to leave earlier.
Okay, is there any more questions for Kathy?
Yes.
Okay. Search and rescue.
Good morning, David Powers. I'm the assistant coordinator for Oswego Search and Rescue. Let's go a quick review of the end of year numbers that we had. For 25, we had 64 call-outs during the year, and of that, 33 were actual activations. We had 8 Project Lifesaver incidents that we supported. We did 6 mutual aid, just a few, Broome County, Onondaga, and Warren. And some of the team highlights, we just recently helped scouts at Camp Woodlawn to pursue their Star Merit Badge program they have. We had an informational session for our upcoming 2026 Academy in December. And we're in the process right now of screening applicants for the classes to start on the 25th of February to run through June of this year. We're anticipating probably 20 new candidates that go through the course. Any questions? Oh, one other thing I want to say. We wanted to thank Public Safety, all the agencies and the county agencies that have supported our program over the years.
We thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions for him? Okay. Any new business or old business? Looking for the appropriate motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a second. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, and like I said, if anybody has time, I know we ran a little bit over, but I can meet you out in the hallway.